Perhaps we're living in a world where we're about to find a way to restore vision for the blinds. And I'm not talking about transplant surgeries here, but a revolutionary approach of restoring vision through biochemical, or more specifically, by reprogramming youthful epigenetic information. If this is possible, not only we can restore vision, but also much more. For example, for people with muscle damages, we can restore the muscle fibers. For people who have permanent hair loss, possibly we can restore hair growth. We can also restore damaged organs, and moreover, we may slow down the degenerative process of aging. Currently, one of the most popular major journals for science is Nature. There are millions of research papers being published all around the world, and extremely few articles get a chance to be published in Nature. For this reason, articles being published on Nature have an extraordinarily strong voice. Among these extremely well-written papers with sophisticated scientific background, only one paper gets the chance to be displayed on the cover page of the journal. Today, I'm going to talk about a research paper that was displayed on the cover page of the Nature journal published in December 2020. Although I majored in Bachelor of Science in Molecular Biology and Biochemistry, I can completely comprehend the paper. To be honest, with only a bachelor's degree, it is going to take a few months to fully understand this paper. However, even just skimming through the introduction, I could sense right away that this paper talks about a biotechnology that will change the future. Aging is something that most people would want to avoid, and the secret of slowing down the process of aging seems to be lying down under the study of epigenetics, which work on our DNA. To understand what epigenetic is, we need to know what DNA is. Our DNA consists of all the genetic information of our body, and this genetic information is written in a sequence of code consisting of 4 molecules: adenosine, tyrosine, cytosine, and guanine. These 4 molecules are like alphabets of English. And depending on the DNA sequences, the characteristics of our body becomes different. For example, depending on the sequences of DNA, the color of our eyes may vary. We can't change the color of our eyes neither by painting it nor by drinking a magical drink from the fantasies. While DNA consists of all the genetic information, we don't need all of them to be activated at every location of our body. For example, we don't need genes that code for the characteristics of our stomach to be activated in our eyes. Our stomach has an exceptionally low pH, meaning it is very acidic. If this acidic characteristic is displayed in our eyes, all our eyes will be denatured. For this reason, our body must block genes that code for characteristics of the stomach to be activated in our eyes. To prevent this from happening, our body has a system called DNA methylation, which is like an on and off switch for our genes. And the study of DNA methylation, which is a heritable change in gene activation, is called the study of epigenetics. So back to aging. From previous researches, we knew already that the pattern of DNA methylation or the pattern of DNA on and off switches were laid down during the embryonic development stage. And for some reason that is unclear, this pattern of DNA methylation changes with aging. And by analyzing the changed DNA methylation pattern, we can calculate the biological age and predict the lifespan. In 2006, Japanese scientist Yamanaka and his team came up with a research that it is possible to reset this DNA methylation pattern back to the pattern during the embryonic development stage. This was possible by activating 4 transcription factors, which control the rate of transcription, which you don't have to know too much about it. The 4 transcription factors are OCT3-4, SOX2, CMYC, and KLF4 genes, and they are called Yamanaka Factors. And to find these 4 transcription factors, enormous number of trials and failures of tracing of the genes must have been done. I can't really explain in just a short video of how amazing this tracing work is, but as simply explained as possible, it is something like turning on and off the switches until you find the right switch among billions of switches that are all interconnected in some way. And we can't ignore that the size of these switches is at a molecular level. Anyways, with the Yamanaka factors, previous studies showed that it is possible to reset the methylation pattern. And by resetting the methylation pattern, it was possible to make the cell to become pluripotent, meaning this cell can grow into any type of cell, such as muscle fiber, neuron, or hair cell. and the cell that gained pluripotency are called induced pluripotent stem cells. With this research, Yamanaka won the Nobel Prize. However, there was a problem. Although activation of these 4 transcription factors showed a possibility of increased lifespan, they erased the cell's identity completely and could induce tumor. In December 2020, a revolutionary research that was displayed on the cover page of the last Nature journal of the year 2020 came up with a result that it is possible to reset the DNA methylation pattern without disrupting the cell's identity. In this way, the Sinclair Lab from Harvard University was able to restore vision in mice. The research paper contains 35 pages of massive amount of information, and there is no way I can completely understand this paper. However, I believe that this research is going to be a historical one which will change the future of our lives. As the cover page of the Nature journal of December 2020 says, we might have found a way of turning back time. And we may end the battle against hair loss.